Do you realize that somewhere out there, somebody has been paid to record? In fact, most of the gurgles and roars of creatures and all of the screams and efforts of humanoids in video games, movies, television, animation, all had to be recorded and made somehow. Most of the time, it's made by human beings. You and me. So let's try. What's up? My name is Ross. If you're new here, I'm a voice actor where I make ridiculous noises for your entertainment. I've been to countless auditions for video games where they've needed shout takes and scream takes, and action lines, and bodily noises. These shout takes and monster lines, oh, they're so much fun, and I really want to dive jaws first into this challenge. And this challenge, by the way, should, in theory, be easy. I need to create a monster scene with monster noises and scary takes, sprinkle in the suffering of human screams and dying to really sell the scene. And then at the end, see just how viable this miscellaneous monster mic munching is within the voiceover world, and whether it's something you should consider for your repertoire. And the first thing I need to do is research. And research I did. Monster and human efforts, the action noises you hear, hasn't really changed in how we make them. All of the gargantuan creatures, your Balrogs, your dragons, your dinosaurs, a lot of the time, they've just been made waiting around animals and just hoping you get the right noise at the right time.
Here we have a lonely voice artist keeping up his place.
Ross, would you just f*** off?
But most people nowadays just have a digital library that they use. This right here, it's a pig squeal. Humanoid monsters and humanoids, however, are often made by voice actors on a mocap set or in studio. Okay, I think I've got a few great examples. Definitely people. Those are definitely human noises. That'd be so much fun to be a goblin. All of these so far, I'd rate, are a mixture, but mostly human. Something I completely forgot is that in anime, they'll just have a full-grown men making noises for dogs. Bond from Spy X Family is just a dude going, oh. I love it so much. I want to be the voice of Bond in the Spy X Family, you know? Which means they would have had to get an English dubber to do that. There is no ways that the English dubbing studio got dog sound effects for Bond. They 100% had to keep with the vibes. Listen, let me stop before I get any more accusations of being a furry. Both of those could be human noises. They could be a... you know, a very guttural, almost nothing going through your vocal cords. And then somebody fully screaming at the top of their lungs and then just edit it down. Definitely. Oh, yeah. You can hear in all of these humanoids.
In his holy name.
You can hear in all of these smaller demon humanoids. Those are all easily replicable through humans, and then just a bit of voice modulation. Now these bigger ones are most probably sound designed in CGI, not from humans. You just get much deeper noises from the wild, from nature, sourced from outside of the human vocal box. I mean, that almost sounds like a Jurassic Park scream, so very easily replicatable through animals in the wild. Okay, there's a few clips in there. I think all of them have their validity and prove the point I'm trying to make, but I think I found the perfect one, and I'm going to go for this Diablo 4 Humans versus Demons. It ticks all the boxes. It's got some human efforts in there. It's got a lot of demon noises in there. I'm going to go with that one. And now comes the fun bit. The recording. So a nice starting point for me, at least, is to do things that aren't natural for humans. So our thing is to typically do a lot of noises with an exhalation of breath, but I think you can get some really creepy sounds through inhalation noises. Listen, it's not gonna sound pleasant. It's gonna sound really weird, and it's okay to laugh when you make just the most egregious of noises. I think that's all part of the process, and that's all part of the fun. also tend to do when I'm getting these visceral reactions, I tend to get very physical in the booth. Grab my chest, my clothes, my face. Although you want to try and not cover up your mouth, sometimes if you're doing it loud enough, that's okay. They're still going to hear it and it's going to sound maybe a bit muffled. But for me, it helps with my immersion in that booth and get the idea of just rabid mania portrayed across and really, really help solidify it for myself as the performer. It's not necessarily because no one's bloody watching me in the booth. But my philosophy is the more realistic I can immerse myself into that role, the better that portrays through the mic. Obviously don't like hurt yourself, but also I'm not being gentle. I'm properly grabbing. All right, that should be enough takes for us to find something usable. Now it's time for some editing.
A few moments later.
And that is the final product of this video and this challenge. What do you guys think? Did you find it interesting? Did you find it fun? Or do you think it's a complete waste of time? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to know your opinions. Fundamentally, I find human shout takes are more common than monster SFX and sound effects and recording, but both are really cathartic. Both I find really fun and really creative. And I think it's a skill that lots of voice actors, if you're interested, feel free to delve into. And there's a lot of creativity there. Imagination is free to run wild, interpret these creatures however you like. And that's the part of it that I really, really enjoy. Is it worth adding into your reel, like an entire monsters reel? Maybe, but I think casting directors as a whole probably find that a bit boring to listen to, or quite a lot to listen to. It can be really overstimulating. I think you're better off in your, say, video games reel or animation reel to include that within other scripts as background noise, as things to be included in addition to, as opposed to separate from. That's my take on it. Feel free to try and see how that goes for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you a little bit of insight. For me, it was just really fun. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It would mean the absolute world to me. We're going to be doing a couple of deep dives and more Devil's Advocate videos in the future. Until then, I'll see you later. That was the take. That was the fucking take.